Remember that cousin of yours who was meaner and quite demanding, and you too used to have some differences, especially in the childhood? Well, a similar situation is going on with the Honda H'ness CB350 that happens to be our favorite bike from the lot that we tested in the year 2020. Now, the classic roadster is recently joined by a new member in its family, better known as the CB350RS. And as I said, it's meaner, it's quite demanding in terms of pricing, and it also has some noteworthy differences compared to the H'ness CB350. So while the RS shares the same engine, chassis, suspension and brakes with the H'ness CB350, it misses out on 3 key features, and despite this, it demands 3,500 rupees more than the fully loaded Deluxe Pro variant and 9,500 rupees more than the base Deluxe variant of the H'ness CB350. Confused? Well, don't be, because in this review, I am going to decode this price equation and also tell you over 15 differences that the RS has over the H'ness CB350. But hey, before going ahead, please subscribe to our Expressized official YouTube channel and click that little bell so that you don't miss out on some interesting content that lands right in front of you. So the design has to be one very important area in this review, as this is where the RS primarily stands different than the H'ness CB350. Take a look at this motorcycle, and possibly the first thing that you will notice is its all black theme that makes it look menacing and a lot sportier compared to the H'ness CB350, which on the other hand gets a lot of chrome. You do get chrome finished bits on the RS as well, but just at a couple of places like the rear view mirrors and the exhaust shield. The headlamp is the same all LED unit, but you get an all black bezel on the RS. Also, the turn indicators are sharper looking here, or eye-shaped as Honda likes to call them, compared to the ring style units on the H'ness. Also, these are not always on units at the front like the latter. The tail lamp too is a different all LED rectangular unit and is fitted just under the seat, while on the H'ness it is fitted on the rear fender. Fenders, talking of which, these are shorter units on the RS to give the bike a more energetic appeal and make it look like more of a scrambler. Moreover, the pillion grab rails on the RS are mounted on the sides compared to conventional looking unit on the H'ness that is fitted at the rear. Now here comes one of the biggest differences. Both H'ness and the RS have been fitted with 19-inch front wheel with 100 section tires, but at the rear, you get a wider 150 section tire with a smaller 17-inch rim on the RS compared to 130 section rubber with 18-inch wheel on the H'ness. The tread pattern of the tires on the RS is also off-road inspired, and Honda says that this variation in the tire and wheel size is done in order to offer more of a scrambler-like appearance and experience. Now, if you go deeper into the details, the rear brake lever on the Honda CB350RS is an off-road or ADV pike-like unit, while on the H'ness CB350, it is a conventional setup. In addition, while the latter gets a toe and heel gear shifter, it is only a toe shifter on the RS. Features like Honda smartphone voice control system, USB charger and an extra horn are missing on the RS, and these are available on the DLX Pro variant of the H'ness CB350. One bit though that the RS gains over the H'ness CB350 is the engine bash plate. The instrument cluster remains the same as the H'ness CB350, and the compact looking digital analog unit, battery voltage indicator, gear position display, average and instantaneous fuel efficiency, distance to empty range, along with the telltale lights for side stand, HSTC and the usual bits. The Honda CB350RS is powered by the same 348cc single-cylinder air-cooled engine, and this is the same engine that also powers the H'ness CB350. Even the power and torque outputs of this engine are identical at 21 horsepower and 30 Newton meters. The engine is mated to a 5-speed transmission with a slip and assist clutch, the benefit of which is that it minimizes the effects of engine braking during aggressive downshifts. On the other hand, the assist function promises a lighter clutch feel that proves beneficial during heavy traffic conditions. Also, just like the Honda H'ness CB350, the CB350RS also gets Honda's Selectable Torque Control or HSTC, which is basically the company's version of a traction control system. Basically, you can switch it off as well using a button on the instrument cluster. Now I'm pretty sure that many of you must be quite eager to hear the exhaust note of this motorcycle. So here you go. All that torque is delivered under 3000 RPM, as a result of which the RS feels quick on its feet and has a punchy low and mid range. The engine feels the most lively between speeds of 40 to 70 km an hour, and this is the spot in which you will actually love playing with the throttle. Speeds of up to 90 km an hour are achieved quite effortlessly, after which the RS takes its own time to proceed towards the top back. As we've already experienced from the H'ness, the biggest highlight of this engine is the supreme level of refinement, and even at 100 km an hour, you will not feel even a hint of buzz. The top speed of the bike, however, has gone down, and during our test runs, the RS managed to max out at 128 km an hour. In comparison, the H'ness achieved 135 km an hour, and this drop can be attributed to the fatter rubber at the rear. The vibrations even at 120 km an hour are quite minimal, and hence, if you are looking at those long distance highway rides, maintaining a 100 plus km an hour speed most of the time isn't going to be a problem at all. Talking of the fuel efficiency, well, we couldn't test it as the bike was with us for a short period of time, but here is a hint. After riding for a few kilometers in the top gear at close to 60-70 kilometers and the fuel tank nearly at the full mark, the bike showed a maximum range of 619 kilometers, which is a good sign. That said, in real world conditions, we are expecting a highway fuel efficiency of over 35 kilometers per litre, but only a detailed road test shall do justice to the exact numbers. Now get onto the saddle of the CB350RS, and if you have already ridden the H'ness CB350, you will clearly notice a difference. Well, that's because in comparison to the H'ness CB350, the handlebar on the CB350RS, well, it is set 10 millimeters higher and 41 millimeters away from the rider. On the other hand, talking of the foot peg positioning, well, the foot pegs on the RS are set 12 millimeters higher, and these are rear set by 112 millimeters. As a result of these changes, the CB350RS offers a sportier riding position compared to the H'ness that offers a relatively upright riding position. But this sportier riding position isn't too much demanding, and hence it will not discomfort you over long distance journeys. Now, talking of the seat of this motorcycle, the seat height on the CB350RS is 800 millimeters, which is the same as the seat height of the H'ness CB350. And as you can see, my height for reference is 5 feet 8 inches, and my feet are not exactly placed flat on the ground, but I am not having any problems at all. So even if you're someone whose height is 5 feet 5 inch or 5 feet 6 inch, you shouldn't be having any troubles riding this motorcycle. Moreover, this seat gets a tuck and roll design with slightly better cushioning, and hence we experienced a slightly better comfort on the CB350RS in comparison to the H'ness CB350. However, the pillion seat on this motorcycle is slightly narrower compared to the pillion seat on the H'ness, and hence the pillion on this one might have some complaints at times. The straight line stability is commendable, and with a wider rear tire, the RS feels a bit more planted than the H'ness CB350 during triple digit speeds. The grip from the tires is decent, and with the slightly stiffer set suspension, you have enough confidence to lean around corners at high speeds. Moreover, just like the H'ness, the CB352 retains its exceptional flickability that certainly adds to its fun to ride city bike credentials. The best part here is that the wider rear tire doesn't seem to hamper the handling and cornering abilities of the bike. The overall ride quality is exceptional, and with the ergonomical changes, the RS certainly feels a lot more engaging than its classic cousin. All said and done, just like the H'ness CB350, the Honda CB350RS also turned out to be a super sweet motorcycle, and with all the sporty treatment that Honda has thrown at it, well, it is actually a more fun to ride motorcycle compared to the H'ness CB350. The RS is certainly a fantastic motorcycle at its pricing, but well, when you compare the exact value for money proposition with the H'ness CB350, well, most of you might think that this one is not a better deal out of the two for the simple reason that the H'ness CB350 offers more features and tech for a few thousand rupees lesser. And well, if you're one of those, I wouldn't say that you are wrong at your place. But there is a set of audience who want their bike to stand out, to look unique and enticing. So all that premium is purely for the aesthetic appeal and for the scrambler-like experience on a budget. So the RS then is a perfect bike for you if you have a thing for design and if you are looking for a modern and sportier looking motorcycle that can constantly deliver fun not only in the city but on highways as well. Moreover, there is currently no motorcycle in this price bracket that can offer even close to this styling and appearance, and hence head turns on traffic signals are pretty much guaranteed. Currently, Big Wing Gurugram and some other big wings across India are promising the delivery of this motorcycle in 2 weeks. But the waiting period might rise soon if there is increasing demand. The RS has certainly impressed us in this road test review, and hence we advise you to hurry up if you are planning to buy one. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching.